Alright, for this iteration, I kept the geometry largely the same just because in playtest it was fine. There wasn't really an issue with lines of sight and things were broken really well. But I did move things around, particularly the incentives to get certain places. So before there was a shotgun up here where the player would jump over here and acquire a shotgun on their way to do like a gung-ho playthrough. But I moved it down here just because I found that a lot of players weren't really going to tops of buildings just because it didn't really make a ton of sense to put a lot of weapons on buildings, so I just moved them down. So I put the shotgun down here. I had a assault rifle at the top of here. I moved it down right there. Um, Besides that, I changed this, which used to be a leopard, to a wolf, just because I realized a leopard, once it was free, killed like 6 or 7 people. So it's pretty much a win button. I switched to the wolf. It has less health, and I think it attacks longer, so it can be shot for longer periods of time. Um, on this right side, I started telling the narrative of the level, which right now I'm thinking it's going to be, it used to be a rebel camp, and Pagan Min's forces came and took it over. So I went over here and I say that the rebels surrendered, but Pagan Min is kind of a tyrant, so he doesn't really care. So I put the surrender flag here, right next to all the dead rebel bodies. And I also give the player the bow right here, just because in Far Cry it's like one of the more popular weapons to use, and I actually changed the player's weapon set, just because I found that a lot of players weren't going like up over there or across over there to these higher vantage points, just because when they started with a bow, you don't want to be like all the way up here with a bow because you're not really going to hit anything. So now that they start with a sniper rifle, they're more encouraged to go up here where they see all these things that reinforce this playstyle. So you now have these plants that I also moved around because I found that I actually placed the wrong plants here, so it was like a different syringe. I think it was the survival syringe I was using here, but it needs to be the animal highlight syringe and the enemy highlight. So when you get these two plants and you build it, you can now see all the enemy highlights from up here with a sniper rifle, and then you also get a flare gun if you want to have like if you want to attract the enemies to you for some reason, or if you wanted to distract something. But yeah, so that's where the different weapon set comes in play. Besides that, I added an explosive barrel thing here, just because I found that if you were to start here and see this enemy, this is the first enemy you see. If you start here and try to shoot them and you miss, if this enemy sees you, he will alert the entire camp. And spawning right here, and with the reinforcement spawning right there, it pretty much meant you were dead like a lot of the times. So I found that in playtest, if I just put this here, you can take this out easily and silently and then go on your merry way. The last thing I did is I started fleshing out at least this building, so it's kind of like a break area for the soldiers, and then up here I'm going to put some things there. But I put these things here just because when you were running through buildings, if there was nothing in here, it was just kind of like you'd run through this space because there was nothing to protect you or break lines of sight. But now there's a table to take cover here and shoot an enemy there, or take some over there, shoot some guys over there. I added a wood pile here for the same reasons, so you don't just pass that area for no reason. And yeah, I guess I'll do one run through, even though it's largely the same. I also moved some enemies around. There was a enemy originally over in the back near the what is now a wolf, but I deleted that one and moved another one up front and put one on the back building. And the health plants here are still the same. I didn't move these. But speaking of health, I did give the player one more health bar, a little health segment in the bottom left, just because this was intended to be a moderate difficulty level, or late game difficulty level at least. So at that point in time, the player would have more health. So it helped the players not die, because I found my playtester was dying quite a bit. I didn't get my bow. Oh, oh crap, the wolf is free. Sweet. This has gone from bad to worse. So the enemy's using my cover. I see how that is. Double-edged sword there.
Come on! Come on! No! Fine. We'll purify you.
I might die too.
Think you have a chance? Target in the AO! Die bastard! This is second nature, man! Don't give them an inch!
I'm not sure if he was still alive, but he's dead now.
Get down! Die bastard! I deal!
And yeah, that's the level. Still largely the same, but that's all it is.